Welcome back to my YouTube channel called Trade in Wealth Tutorial channel. Come is a mentoring channel, and we may also call that this is academy for all those who are beginners, may also be advanced. We deal in financial planning, investment, and including wealth management too. So this time we are going to watch and learn about analyzing liquidity position of the business. And after watching this video, you're gonna go and you got to know that it grabs the basic idea about what does it mean liquidity and liquidity ratio and equity liabilities, short-term liabilities, short-term assets, long-term fundings, and moreover, comfortable liquidity position. So this is including these financial topics, and the headline is as we are seeing right now, comfortable liquidity position presented by Trade Wealth Tutorial channel. Let's move ahead. I would like to request you all, please concentrate on the topics which we are going to view, study, and highlight about analyzing the liquidity position of the business and comfortable situation. So I'm gonna give you with some illustration like with fake tablets. So first of all, let's try to understand about what does it mean that liquidity. Liquidity. Actually, I'm going to explain in a simplest and easiest way for all those beginners, especially from non-commerce background, to understand about liquidity. Liquidity simply implies that ability of the business to meet its short-term expenses. To meet its short-term expenses and any obligations. Here, obligation simply implies repayment in the future, or we may also call that it's kind of debt, or it's an assurance, or it's a kind of promise made by the debtor without any difficulty. Okay, without any difficulty. Here we got that liquidity ratio liquidity ratio in liquidity ratio, whether the business is having any pressure maybe the pressure from outsiders or insiders to meet its obligations. This ends, as I already pointed out and mentioned already about what does it mean that obligations is like assurance or it's a promise to repay any kinds of debt in the future. So in any kinds of business, in any kinds of business, use funds. Funds can come from various sources. In business, funds can come from various sources. Okay, funds can come from the owners, and it can come from outsiders. So the fund which come from the owners is called equity. Equity. At the same time, the fund which come from outsiders is liabilities. Now we've gone through the meaning of liquidity, liquidity ratio, and business, funding, and sources of funding, and the fund which come from the owners is called equity, and the funds which come from outsiders is called liabilities. So we got to know about equity and liabilities. Alright, let's move ahead. For more clarifiable and to make more meaningful, so let me point it out here. As we learn about that liquidity ratio, this is a slide form of balance sheet, right? Equity and liabilities on the left side, and on the right side we got assets. got short-term liabilities. I hope that you can read it. My writing style is very unique and very complex. I'm not proud of that. And on the right side we got short short-term assets. Okay, so after gone through about liquidity and liquidity ratio and equity and liabilities, let me repeat. I'm sorry. As I already mentioned about that, in business funds, in business funds come from various sources. Okay, so it come from the owners, which is called equity, and the funds come from outsiders, is called liabilities. And sorry, having slide call, so please you have to ignore that. It can come with an obligation to repay within 1 year. There is an obligation. There is an obligation to repay within 1 year. And at the same time, there is an obligation to repay beyond 1 year, longer than 1 year. Alright. So repayment within an obligation to repay within 1 year is called, let me write in short form, short-term liabilities. Okay, short-term liabilities is an obligation to repay within 1 year is short-term liabilities. And at the same time, an obligation to repay beyond 1 year, longer than 1 year is long-term liabilities. Long-term liabilities. In a business, money can be raised. Money can be raised in the form of cash. Money can be raised in the form of cash, credit, overdraft, and advance from customers, advance from customers, and you have the commitment to either repay them or to deliver the goods in case of advances. Okay, delivering. Repayment term. In case of payment, you have the commitment to repay them or to deliver the goods in case of advances. Alright. So using this money or using those money, you create some assets. Okay, using that money, you create some assets, which is basically called. I'm going to write here in short form, short-term assets. This one, short-term liabilities. Here, short-term liabilities is an obligation to repay within 1 year, and short-term asset is raising money that those raise money, then using that money that you create some assets. Okay, so those assets called short-term assets. Okay, so if we take a look at proportion here, short-term assets are greater than short-term liabilities. Short-term assets are greater than short-term liabilities. It means that these assets could not have been created with just short-term funds. Okay, short-term funds is not enough to create those things. Okay, so we need some more funds have to come in, or we need some more funds. We need some more funds to come in or to intervene. We may also call that to intervene for creating these assets, and we call them long-term funds, or we may also call long-term funding. It's same only. When short-term assets are greater than, in this case, in this situation, when short-term assets are greater than short-term liabilities, we call that business have comfortable liquidity position. Okay, let me write here, when short-term assets are greater than short-term liabilities, we call that particular business have comfortable liquidity position or situation. Let me give you some example to make it more meaningful about this. It means that short-term liabilities are repayable, as we already said that short-term liabilities are repayable within 1 year, and for repaying that we need resources, and those resources are here short-term liabilities. To repay these short-term liabilities, to repay, we need resources. We need some resources, and these resources are in the form of short-term assets. Suppose if you want to repay, or if you have to repay 20 million, let's say 20 million, and this is the requirement. You have to repay 20 million and you are having short-term assets or resources, short-term assets of 25 million. This is the resources you are having, and this is what you have to repay. Okay, it means that you are having resources of 25 million. Using these 25 million, you have to repay this 20 million. So these short-term assets are greater than short-term liabilities. Exactly the same which we've already pointed out here. And in this situation, we have, or we can say that the liquidity position is comfortable because you have excess resources, right? Okay, that's all for this time. Thank you so much for watching and being following me. So please do subscribe my channel if you don't, and please do like and share. And if you have any doubts or clear, or want to say anything, or want to ask anything, so uh, don't feel any hesitation. Feel free to express. So always welcome any feedback. Thank you so much.